so wonderful to have such special guests over the holidays. I'm grateful for a number of reasons. My friends, of course my family, but I'm also grateful for the kindness I've seen exhibited throughout this whole year. And today's guests are not only talented, but they look to make a difference in the lives of others. Can anyone ask for more?
There's no way you can have a holiday show without having the following two guests. Yes, I'm talking about Edwin Vazquez and James Grover. Guys are amazing. I am so honored that you are here.
Thank you. The privilege and honor is ours.
Yes, it is.
Now, you are a singer, composer. I know you as a guitarist. Your Gypsy Soul music, which really does get to everybody. You can't help but be moved by it, particularly during this season. You are also a vocal trumpeter and percussionist. James, you are a bass accompanist, singer, and guitarist. And I see the two of you together all over the place. So before we go on, I'd like to know what is happening in your life.
Well, there's a lot of wonderful things going on. One of the latest happenings is I've met Elaine Del Valle from HBO Latino, who has her show called Grandpa Knows Best on HBO Latino, and I was just given the privilege of her hearing my music and her liking it to the extent where she actually wants to use some of my songs.
I am not surprised at that at all. Now, you have performed with Paul Simon, you have performed with Mark Anthony, even Bernie Williams from the Yankees. What one thing stands out in your mind?
You know, believe it or not, I have to say it was always an honor to perform with these incredible individuals, talented musicians, but it's very much about, you know, connecting to the audience, and for me as a performer, so one of the greatest experiences, believe it or not, Gail, was playing at the New York Transit station when I was younger.
Knowing you, I do definitely believe that. You know, I'm doing a little segment today about avoiding stress during the holidays, finding balance and joy. What is one piece of advice you could give our viewers about avoiding stress during the holidays?
Sure. The first thing that comes to mind when you ask that question is one of the most important, beautiful resources of the spirit that we have is gratitude. I think when we are grateful for what we have, it definitely enables us to see things clearer and to see the blessings in our own lives. Gratitude is a very powerful force. I encourage everyone to embrace that, to remember that gratitude is not only a moment within the moment, but gratitude should be totally embraced when you walk away from a situation, that you should carry it within you always. And I think if you practice that, you'll...
I am grateful for the two of you. James, what is your advice?
The holidays, it's really tough to explain in words because of lost loved ones. 2 years ago, on September, I lost my mother, and of course holidays aren't the same, and Edwin has lost his father, many years ago, but again, that does not matter. Time is, and he's a great man, and also due to cancer, as much as my mom to breast cancer, and it's very emotional.
It's very difficult during the holidays when people are telling you should be happy. Stay tuned to the rest of my show because I'm doing a segment on that coming up.
I really can't wait to see that, and definitely, it's tough, and for us to continue, we already know that we're being spoken to spiritual, from them. They're with us constantly, and
may you always have beautiful memories.
Absolutely. My mother, I wear around my neck.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to this was made by hand of her ashes.
Let's see that. Beautiful.
And this is made by Tara, my girlfriend.
Okay. Oh, beautiful.
This means a lot.
And that means a lot. Well, let me get out of the way so the two of you can share with our audience the beauty within you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to take the opportunity to introduce this song. It's called Mi Aire, My Air, and it's a song. It's part of this album, this project that I've been working on, but that I had trouble, of course, titling, and Well, I decided that I would call it 1111, but I can't take full credit for that because Mariluz, thank you. Thank you so much for guiding me with this. It was so obvious. It was in front of me all the whole time, but I didn't realize it. Thank you for being my eyes. I want to dedicate this to everyone out there, to GAIL and to everyone on this beautiful time of holidays, and to my father and to James's mom. May this take us to that place.
De tu presencia se llena mi vacío, no puedo sentirme tranquilo, me da escalofrío, me pierdo en tu mirar, tú eres mi amor, mi vida, la parte que me falta, el balance de existir, mi corazón que late, palpitando en mi pecho, ayudándome a vivir. Me miras, te miro, me extrañas, me vuelvo loco al encontrarme en tus ojos. El tiempo en la vida no sobra para quererte. Mi poco tiempo, la eternidad, tú eres mi amor, mi vida, la parte que me falta, el balance de existir, mi corazón que late, palpitándome en mi pecho, ayudándome a vivir. Si es que estoy soñando, no me quiero despertar, estoy yo bohemio y te voy a recitar oxígeno en aire y necesito respirar. Tú eres mi amor, mi vida, la parte que me falta, el balance de mi existir, mi corazón que late, palpitándome en mi pecho, ayudándome a vivir. Tú eres mi amor, mi vida, la parte que me falta, corazón que late, palpitando en mi pecho, mi aire.
This song is from the Faith CD. It's a song that me and my buddy wrote together some number of years ago. Felt it's appropriate for this time. It's called Faith.
Faith, the time, the magic hour, you knew, dreamed, somehow you'd come for me. Faith, when I was lost, you came without a word, quiet was blind, my love. Faith, worthy eyes for me. Faith, despite my vagabonding ways, you watched in silence to rescue me. Faith, the tears I cried, the questions were replied by the faith that you kept in me. Faith, you kept it strong, my love. Faith, you held on tight to me. Who would have thought you'd wait for me just when I thought it was too late? You came along and took my hand, suspending every judgment. Faith, the less I reached to you, the more it seemed you reached to me. Faith, when filled with clouds, my mind, despite the doubt, that's when you are fine. Faith, my angel heaven sent. Faith, with you until the end.
It's always festive when you have Mike D'Amico around. And today I'm so privileged because he's going to actually sing his original Christmas song. But before we do that, I want to catch up with you. Last time we talked Price for Freedom. You were an actor in the movie and you also sang the song.
Well, I did write the song for the movie, and the movie is almost done now. We're looking for the premiere in February, and I've even been asked to get involved with the background music as well. So that's going to be a nice project, but I'm looking forward to this movie coming out.
We've been having so much fun today. You having a good time?
I am. With Santa Claus was here, and such wonderful singers too. So everybody, the performances have been amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Your song, Christ the King is Born, you started a while ago, but you just got this out last week. This is hot off the presses.
I had recorded it a few years back, and people have been telling me every Christmas, why don't you put out your Christmas song? So I decided this year to be due diligent, and I went into the studio and started another recording of it. But I'm gonna do a live performance now and a solo performance. Keep it personal.
Michael, I've been asking everybody how they are avoiding stress during the holidays. What's your advice?
I breathe deep, in and out, and then I repeat. And I just try and, accentuate the positive and eliminate the negative. And just really, if you are in that giving mood for Christmas and that spirit, it brightens things up. I mean, I know the world seems sometimes to be a little tough place to be around. You don't want to listen to the news. But you know what? There's a lot of good in the world, too, and a lot of good people. And you've got to accentuate that.
So true. And part of that good is you.
Oh,
Thank you.
And you too, as well. All right.
The snow is falling so peacefully. The lights adorn your Christmas tree. And the children sleep so restlessly. They're dreaming of Christmas morn. The church bells ring. Rejoice, rejoice. God's people sing in one loud voice. Peace and joy to one and all. Baby Jesus is born. Merry Christmas from God to man, for the gift is in His Son. He came to save the world and show that we can all live in peace as one. Christ the King is born. Christ the King is born. The children hear their parents tell the story of the first Noel, of 3 wise men and a shining star over Bethlehem. The Virgin Mary and Joseph too, the angels and the chosen few, adore the holy child of God, a Savior who became man. Merry Christmas from God to man, for the gift is in His Son. He came to save the world and show that we can all live in peace as one. Merry Christmas from God to man, for the hope is in His Son. He came to save the world and show that we can all live in peace as one. Christ the King is born. Christ the King is born. Christ the King is born.
Merry Christmas.
You know, I really do enjoy the holidays. I have so many people writing to me on Facebook, and they're talking about the stress they're feeling, even though it's a time of joy. And one of the things I learned was trying to find that proper balance. Stress can make you exhausted, and that takes away from the holiday season. I've been asking today's guests for their suggestions, and I've been receiving guests from other people as well. What I did is I wrote down a few of these ideas. See what you think, let me know, see if it helps you. The first form of stress was shopping. I don't know if you're aware of this, but many shoppers end up having to pay back money 4 months later for debts they've incurred. The generosity abounds, and you get into a store and you just can't help yourself. What I would suggest is that you take the amount, you write it on a piece of paper, and of course you're using your credit card, you don't want to bring large amounts of cash to the mall or anywhere else. You put that on a piece of paper. Once that amount is finished, that's it. Go on to the next person. You do not have to balance the same amount for everyone because it's really the special part of the gift is what you think would be really well suited for that particular person in your life. Many people enjoy shopping online because it does save time and many times money. Start early. If you start early, you'll find that you're not in this big rush or have to wrap maybe 10, 15, 20 gifts the night before a holiday. Do a little bit at a time. It's really so much more fun. And simplify, one person at a time. If you are parking at a shopping center, don't be afraid to get out of the car and walk. You have to know that that can clear your head. It also helps build mental resilience, and it keeps you in shape. Learning how to say no. So difficult for the many parties, events, and actual things that you feel obligated to do over the holidays. Don't be afraid to ask for help and be specific. And who cares if you have all your lights up for the holidays? It doesn't really matter because the joy is coming from within, and you don't want one thing to become an obstacle and ruin it for you. One of the most difficult things is to learn how to say no, putting that tongue to the roof of your mouth. It can be troublesome, particularly during the holidays. You do have to learn, however, to pace yourself. Too many parties, too many obligations can truly exhaust you. Make sure you get enough sleep. What happens when you don't sleep is that you slow down your metabolism. You eat more, and many times that can even end up adding pounds to your weight. Ask for help. Don't be shy about it, but do be specific. People do want to help you, but they're not exactly sure how. So if you want someone, family member, to help you in addressing cards, you need to ask for it. Have fun with it. Put some snacks out. Put the music on. Above all, take delight in what you're doing so others will enjoy it with you as well. Try not to overindulge. It's difficult with all of the parties, all of the snacks. If you're on my show, I put out plenty of snacks. You know what? If you feel like you're overindulging, the next day cut back a little. Don't feel guilt. Enjoy it. If you're going to have that extra piece of cake at the time you're having it, enjoy it. Be careful with alcohol. That's a depressant. It can lower your body temperature, affect your sleep, lower your resistance, and can actually cause you to become ill, colds, over the holidays. Now, what happens if you have lost a loved one and you're really trying to join in for the holidays? First of all, don't get caught up in what you see as commercials on TV. Everybody's so happy. It's a Leave It to Beaver existence. Understand that that is commercial. The real world, it doesn't usually happen that way. So if you have lost somebody, acknowledge it. And what you can do, and it happened to me, I lost my dad on the Christmas Eve. I know many people who have lost loved ones right before the holidays. My husband at the end of October. What I did is I went to a particular charity and I put the charity in that person's name. And I also asked if I could speak about that person. Keeping the memories alive going to help you and also make others who know that person feel good about that person. You can also help out in a soup kitchen. You can do any kind of charity. We have different ones that are open all year long, Toys of Hope. So if you feel that this is not the holiday you would like to get back into just yet, please feel free to give to others. The greatest gift that you'll receive, and you'll be doing a favor to other people as well. So definitely. Now, what if you have a breakup and it's New Year's? Oh, so many people have been writing to me about that. I would say, if you're a female, get yourself with a few friends and go out, watch a movie, and have a great dinner and have fun. Don't talk poorly about the person. It just reflects upon you. Just remember the good times that you had and let it go with that. You are not responsible for others. If you are having an event and you're concerned about this person sitting next to that person and they don't usually get along, you're only responsible for the way that you react to it. People have to take responsibility for their own actions. Keep it light and have a lot of fun. Above all else, set aside some time for yourself. Anything that you want to do. It could be extra time in the bathtub. It could be listening to Christmas music, reading a book. But you are entitled to that time. You know, this is the season of kindness and forgiveness. How about you? I am so thrilled with the year that I had, and I need to say thank you. Thank you to you for watching the show. Thank you for your lovely messages as you've been writing to me on Facebook. And I want to thank Lightning Star Entertainment for giving me the opportunity, Noel Torres, Tina, my board, Lenny Marks, and Shelley Cohen. I don't think I thank you enough. Have a great holiday season, and I'll see you next year. My next guest is universal and loved by everyone. Recently, I had the opportunity to be at Penn Station traveling with Santa Claus. And you cannot believe the reaction. Grown men running to take pictures of him. Women smiling. And children in awe of this man. Welcome, Santa. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's good to be here again.
You have an incredible background. I know that you had the first doll, which was Santa Claus
Of course.
doll.
Yeah. What else would it have been?
You have a son who was born on Christmas Day.
Yep. His middle name is
Noel
Yule.
Yule. And you have a license that actually states Santa Claus.
Oh, of course. My New York State driver's license says Claus Santa.
Santa, I've been asking my guests today, and I'm doing a special little segment on how to avoid stress during the holidays. As much fun as it is and how wonderful and joyful, there is an amount of stress. What is your advice?
Most people put the stress of the holidays on themselves. They overspend. They want to control everything instead of just let it flow. Love flows. It's not a plan. So you really need to just relax and enjoy it.
And enjoy. Things will get done.
Yeah, they will,
and
no matter what.
not get so worried about it.
Exactly.
Later on, one of the concerns was about money, and I'm going to address that issue later.
Okay.
So you hit it right on the head. Now, Santa, you started many years ago, over 20 years ago, actually at a family party where you were dressed as Santa Claus.
Yes, yes.
And then you went to a store, and they wanted you to also continue to entertain the children there. What are your memories of that?
Well, the memories of the first time I had long black hair and a curly black beard, and we just took white spray paint and colored everything.
Improvised.
It looked gray. And it must have been the most horrible, scary Santa, but the kids loved it. You know, they didn't know.
Did they pull on it?
Actually, they were too young.
They were too
Yeah.
young, too.
A couple of the adults did, though.
Now, we talked a little bit about stress during the holidays, and I know how exhausting it is. I have an incredible clip of you actually sharing what it's like to be you during December in 24 hours. Let's take a look at that clip.
That'd be great. Man, am I thirsty. Oh. Everybody say, Frosty. I'm trying to get away from cheese. I first started to portray Santa, people would just look at me and smile. I realized that because of me, they were forgetting about, not forever, not, their problems didn't go away, but just for a moment. They forgot about their problems, and they smiled, and they became little kids again. And then I became a little kid because they smiled. And it's very fulfilling. And there goes my phone again. Excuse me. Good afternoon, Santa speaking.
Merry Christmas, Santa.
Merry Christmas. I almost got tongue. Say Frosty. Ow. Tomorrow morning, 11:30 a.m., Seacliff Yacht Club, Trans Service Holiday Party, Roslyn, Natalie Sound Beach, Cold Spring Harbor Golf Club. That is going to be a packed day.
Santa, I'm looking at you, watching that, and the most
I'm
beautiful.
exhausted.
You're exhausted watching it. You must receive hundreds of letters a year. I don't know how you
Hundreds,
answer all of them.
thousands.
Thousands of
Yeah.
letters. I don't know how. Maybe Mrs. Claus helps you answer them?
Well, I have an entire squad of elves
Okay.
that, they... First we scan the letters into a computer, and it sorts them out with the naughty and the nice list, and then, they come and they bring them to me.
That's how you do it.
They bring them to me. I get a little synopsis of what it is, and we do, okay, say this, say this, say this, and then I sign them.
Unbelievable. Now, has there ever been any particular letter that stood out in your mind?
It's funny. Last week, one of the letters that I got must have been from a very young child, and I opened it up, and it was just squiggly lines. The entire page was just squiggly lines, and I had to read it in front of her. So, I was like, oh, you want a Barbie doll, and you want this? And she's smiling and getting very excited. So right now, that's the one that sticks out in my mind.
It's funny. It's when parents come and they want to take the pictures with you.
Mm-hmm.
What advice do you have for the parents?
Can I say shut up on the show?
Oh, my.
Well, seriously, it's part of the stress. The parents want everything to go right and perfect, and they've waited online for hours.
Right.
My advice to them is calm
Okay.
down, stand in the back, don't get excited, or else you'll scare the child. Bring the child to me. I will ask what the child wants for Christmas. You don't have to tell them you're nice. Okay, you've heard the song. I know if you're naughty. I know if you're nice.
That's right.
So you don't have to tell the child to tell me. That's, then you don't have to tell the child to tell me what they want, because I'm going to ask them what they want because I want to know.
That's right.
So relax.
So don't say anything.
No, don't
Just
say it. Enjoy
be natural.
it. Exactly.
Allow it to just flow.
Right.
And if a child cries, how do you handle that?
If a child comes in and they look apprehensive, I would like the parents just to hold the child in front of them
Right.
and not even let them see me. Just stand there like you're going to do a family portrait, and I'm not even there. I'll do that, and then when the child is nice and calm, I'll stand up behind them, and maybe I'll do this behind the child, or I'll hold out my hands with a big smile, and you don't traumatize the child,
Right.
and you get what you came for,
You get what
a
you came
wonderful picture.
Well, I brought cookies.
Yeah, I see that.
I
Very good.
know that Santa once told me that he loves his cookies and milk.
I do, but there's a big problem with that.
What's the big problem?
Well, you see, some adults think that I'm not going to show up.
Oh.
Because let's face it, I don't bring all of the gifts. The adults
Right. That's true.
probably bring most of them.
Right.
So they've gotten it in their head for some reason that I'm not going to show up. So before they go to bed, they eat my cookies and drink my milk.
No.
Yeah. I get to the house, sometimes late.
Or is there a bite taken out
No,
of it?
sometimes it's just crumbs. I don't know what I did wrong. And if there is any milk, it's a half a glass and it's warm.
Oh, no,
My
that's
advice is
no
put the milk
good.
in the refrigerator. And if you want to eat them before you go to bed, stay up late. I have no problem sharing them.
Now, if you could have been any other person in the whole world, I can't even imagine who you would choose. But why Santa Claus?
Santa Claus has always been the standard, aside from Jesus, the standard of unconventional, unconventional.
I mean, conventional.
Yes, well, love. Unconditional love.
Unconditional love.
Yes, I do have the naughty
Absolutely.
nice list.
Right.
Okay, but, as the closest it gets to Christmas, I don't know any child that I've actually given coal to. I know some of the parents have given coal to their kids
Right.
and said it was me.
But it really,
As a
it
matter of fact, I
wasn't.
don't even give coal anymore. If it's warranted, it's a bag of dirt, and I punch some holes in it.
What don't we know about Santa Claus? What's a secret that you'd like to share?
Well, the secret is, of course, like the movie, I was not always Santa Claus.
That's right.
When Santa leaves, the next Santa takes over. And I've been happy to be Santa for the last 20 years.
Right.
But it came a point where I had to legally change my old name to Santa Claus
Santa
because I was official.
Unbelievable.
So, you will see out there videos of my old person that changed his name to Santa Claus. So now I'm it, I'm the man.
You're the man.
Yes.
You have done so many wonderful things, and we'll get into charities in a moment. Santa, you once shared with me a while ago that yours was a difficult childhood. There are children who are also facing difficult childhoods. What advice could you give them? Because I know coming from Santa Claus, it would mean so much.
Don't lose your childness, your innocence. Don't let whatever thing happens to you, whether it's completely horrible or, just a little. Everybody has their own, how much they can take. The best advice I could give you is stay in your mindset as a peaceful, loving child. You cannot get through adulthood without having that child inside of you.
Now let's go back to a story that you told me some time ago, but it's certainly worth repeating. It's beautiful. You helped a woman who had been diagnosed terminal illness.
Yes, she had cancer. She was 80 years old, and her niece actually contacted me and said, my grandmother's not going to make it till Christmas. Could you please come over, and visit with her? And then she said, how much would it cost? And I was, oh, wait a minute. Stuff like that, Santa doesn't
You're
charge
not gonna
for.
charge for,
Never would.
absolutely.
Never would. I show up at the house. There is a frail 80-year-old woman with the oxygen lying on the couch because now the couch is her bed. Her nurse is there, and her family is gathered around, like they're expecting her to die any minute
At that
now.
time.
And I held her hand, and I told her I remembered her from her childhood, and I remembered that time I brought her a doll, and I read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" to her.
Did you read that
I did.
her? Oh, that's so
And
beautiful.
I gave her one of the bells that Rudolph wears on his harness,
Right.
and I put a little ribbon around it that says "Love, Santa." And that was pretty much it. I left, and the next day her son emailed me and said, "You have given us the best Christmas present we ever got or ever will get." Because
that's beautiful.
when you came in, Santa, there was an 80-year-old woman dying of cancer. And when you left, there was an 8-year-old girl.
Okay.
How come I can never get through this?
It's okay, because it's coming from a place of goodness. It's coming from a place of giving, which is who you are. And that's what people recognize in you. And that's beautiful, and that's nothing to ever be
Well,
concerned
I'm not upset about it. I don't know why
You
I
don't
can't
know
get through
why.
it without crying.
Because it meant so much to you in the moment.
it
and
still
that's what
does.
this is all about.
Yeah.
Us giving back to other people, sharing our vulnerability, and letting them know we care about them. Let's talk about some of these charities because they're just amazing. We're going to play a little game because we don't have time to go through each charity,
Okay.
but I'm going to mention a couple of them, and I'd like you to just mention the first few things that come to mind about them, please.
Okay. Not
The
the,
first-
charity, but
No,
something
no,
else.
well, you have worked at Ronald McDonald.
Yes, yes.
What do you associate, what do you remember about that quickly?
Visiting the children who are in Ronald McDonald House with some of their families staying with them because, you know, they need to be near the hospital for treatment. So they have this whole room set up as a kid's room.
Right.
And I remember going from room to room and you know, just hugging them and taking pictures with them. It was wonderful.
Beautiful. How about the Superstorm Sandy? You were cooking for so many people,
Yeah.
and you were volunteering so much of your time. Tell us about that.
Right, the first day that it hit, I loaded my smoker onto my pickup truck, and we drove right to the town of Babylon and fed people that lived over by the shore that lost their houses. We fed first responders. That was town of Babylon. We did Lindenhurst. We did Long Beach. Long Beach, we got a military escort over the bridge
really?
because people weren't allowed to come in because of looting.
Now, you mentioned about bringing your cooker, so I have to ask you, in the summertime, what is it you like to do?
I love to cook. You know, it's a selfish thing for me because I'm an instant gratification type of person. So, you know, if I give a present to somebody or I take a picture with somebody,
Right,
I can
right.
immediately see them smile. And
Exactly.
when
You
they
don't have
taste-
to wait on it.
Exactly.
And I was at your house this summer, and let me tell you,
Yeah.
Santa can cook. I'll say, it was delicious
Thank you.
food.
Thank you.
So this is something that you'll be doing.
Mhm.
And before we go back to charities, I have to say that I believe there's a TV show in the works.
Yes. Lightning Star Entertainment TV. We actually started filming Cooking with Santa. And, you know, this is my busy season, so we're kind of sort of taking a hiatus.
Right,
But,
and then you'll go
you know,
back
come
to
January,
it.
we're going to start filming
January,
again.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, back to the charities. What about for breast cancer in the town of Babylon? What are you doing?
We, just this Thanksgiving, myself and the Barbecue Brethren and a whole bunch of people got together and we cooked. I happened to cook a side dish,
Nice.
smoked bacon, mac and
Very
cheese, and we fed 30 families with full Thanksgiving meals, and we also donated stuff and I think 8 meals to veterans.
North Shore veterans.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That is
and
just
a bunch of stuff
amazing.
for the homeless.
Now, I know even Christmas Eve and Christmas Day you're very busy.
Christmas Eve, I like to visit in the morning families that either have children that are disabled or just financially strapped, and I like to bring them gifts on Christmas Eve morning.
Right.
You know, then later on, starting at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm busy till 2:30 in the morning visiting, yes, paid people.
You see, this is the epitome where we always keep hearing about it's better to give than to receive. What are you getting from this?
I'm getting
I mean, I can see it
I'm
in your
getting
face, but
all of
express
these
yourself.
people, all of these families, they're on their best behavior. They're loving, and I'm just getting all of that amazing love. It
And there's
makes
no
me,
price on that.
No,
There's
you can't put a
definitely
price on it.
you
Not at
can't
all.
put a price on that. You're also a movie star. You're in one of my favorite movies, and again, Noel Torres from Lightning Star Entertainment, and that's called Christmas
Tears, yes.
I lost my dad on a Christmas Eve, and I sat next to Noel, and when you came on that screen, I'm telling you, again, faces just lighted up.
How do you know me?
I know your mom, Esther. She's a wonderful woman.
You knew my mom?
I still know her. You're breaking her heart. She's very disappointed with you.
Yeah, well, that shows how much you know. My mother's been dead a year now.
Only in the flesh, Trevor, not in the spirit. And you really need to understand the difference.
Yo, forget this dude, man. Let's get out of here.
Ricky, you can run, but you can't hide from yourself.
What? Yo. Hey, yo, how do you know my name?
Look, I don't understand you guys. You and Vincent have been good all year. And now, tonight, Christmas Eve, you guys decide to be naughty?
Whoa. How do you know our names?
I know all my children's names, and you know mine as well. It's me.
Santa?
Tell me about that experience. And is that your favorite movie?
Well, yeah. I mean, to date, yes, it's definitely my favorite movie, especially because I'm in it. But, Noel, I got a phone call from Noel. I have this movie, blah, 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 blah. And I was very busy, because it was in the middle of my season. And I said, look, email me. I'll read it. I'll get back to you. I had no intention of getting back to him. Come on, I have no time to do a movie.
He's too busy.
I read it.
Oh,
I fell in love with it.
I did too.
And I got to be me. I didn't have to play somebody else. I got to be me.
Well, I'll tell you, we're going to go out on this next clip. It's one of my favorites because it has to do with a charity that's dear to my heart, which is St. Jude's, which, of course, is what you're all about.
without a doubt.
St. Jude's actually spends $2.2 million per child, and they recently collected $100 million over a 6-week period. You do not pay for anything.
No.
They
pay
with
everything.
that charity. So let's take a look at that, and we'll close on that.
We're wrapping up our series, Thanks and Giving, highlighting 50 years of the great work done at St. Jude Children's Hospital. Marlo Thomas has been with us all week. She's, of course, the National Outreach Director at St. Jude. Marlo, it's been so wonderful to have this all week, and I hope it's been great for you, too.
Oh, the stories are fabulous. The children are fabulous. This is a big day for us. This is the launch of our Thanksgiving program. So when you go to all the wonderful stores across the country, St. Jude is a national resource. So that's why we have this national program. As we like to say, our labs aren't in your cities or in your communities, but all of our discoveries are in your community.
And we've got a lot of those retailers scrolling across the screen.
Right.
You can go see them now. Now, kids, you brought some of your friends.
Yeah.
We have a very special treat, you guys.
You ready?
Okay? We have someone special visiting us today, and he wanted to say hello. Is that okay? Why don't you step right over there and say hello to someone?
Oh, my gosh.
Everybody.
Isn't that
Do you
great?
recognize this guy? Who is it, Archie? Santa came. Santa's coming to town early. How cool is that?
Come here.
It's pretty cool.
So good to see you.
You want? Oh, you told me to look behind me? You saw? You're smart. Okay, go give him a hug then. You told me.
Come here.
Marlo, as we watch some of the children visit with Santa and get hugs from Santa, I loved hearing you say how so many parents have been watching this week and identified problems perhaps with their own children.
And getting information. In fact, little Archie here had been to 3 hospitals, misdiagnosed, and finally somebody said, why don't you go to St.
in there,
Jude?
Archie.
They found out that he had lymphoma.
Yeah.
That's what's so important, is to get the right diagnosis and get these children to St. Jude to get it. We have St. Jude costs $1.8 million a day to run. So this campaign means everything to us.
Absolutely.
Because we're not for profit, we have to get 75% of our money from the public.
Right, and what better thing to do in our lives than to help a child? And as you pointed out, the research labs may not be in your town, but the work you do affects us all. And you know what? We can buy a lot of frivolous things in this world, but why not give it to someone?
And you're all going to be shopping anyway, having a wonderful time. So just leave $1 or $2 for the children of St. Jude.
All right, Marlo, we're so grateful for the work you did. Happy holidays.
Thank you so much.
St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Why don't everybody come in and say hello to Santa? Come on in.
Absolutely, guys.
Thank you, Marlo Thomas. Thank you, kids.
Thank you, Santa.
And thank you.
Can you say ho, 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 Merry Christmas?
Merry Christmas.